Last harvest, right along where the flower bed was in between the potato rows, and there was a big rock, and I didn't get it pulled out last year, but we're gonna harrow the field here so we can replant some grain. I was able to stop the harvester right before we got to it. But I want to take care of that now so we don't hit it with any other equipment. So I'm gonna use the skeleton bucket on the skid steer and see if I can pop it up out of that, pop it up out of the ground and dig around it and see. It seems to be pretty heavy. I was scraping along as I went because I wasn't exactly sure where it was, but I found it, and we're gonna pop it out, and I'll show you guys that. We planted this to oats and clover, and the oats winter killed, so we've got to harrow this up and replant it. It looks like this is ledge instead of one rock, so I'm breaking it up here, getting some pieces out, but I can feel some more over here on the far side of it. So I'm going to keep digging around, see if I can get some more pieces out, try to prevent any damage to our equipment later on. So I don't know if you can see that there, but it is moving. I thought it was just going to be a solid piece of ledge and not going to move, especially with this small little New Holland LS-170. But it is moving in the hole there, so I'm going to keep working at it. I'll get the camera a little bit closer so you can see what I'm working on is actually moving a little bit. It's wiggling, so I think I might be able to just keep trying it from different angles and get it to pop out. Okay, I've beaten on this New Holland skid steer a little, probably too much. I'm gonna go get the payloader and pop this right out. I think it won't have any issue getting this right out of the ground. So I think that there is called blue ledge, and it does not want to move. You can see that big scratch from the payloader bucket. I think that's going to stay there, but we got a lot out. Broke off a couple pieces of it. And we'll try a little bit more and then clean this up. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna get out of this hole, for now at least. But we'll get this all cleaned up, throw all the rocks in the payloader, take them over to the rock pile and dump them. Since this ledge is breaking up into a bunch of small pieces, what I'm doing is using the skeleton bucket on the skid steer to pick everything up, shake the bucket, and it'll shake all the dirt and the topsoil out, and leave the rocks behind, and then I'm dumping the rocks into the bucket of the payloader. It works really good. This pile of little small pieces that'll be, instead of having to pick them up by hand later, pick them up right now with the skid steer, a lot less manual labor. Okay, well that takes care of all the smaller rocks, or all the rocks. Well, the problem now is we've got a hole in the ground where all the rocks we took out came from. So, pretty good load of rocks, but that is going to make a depression in the field. This bucket's about 4.5 yards, so it's almost full. I'd say it's about 3.5, 4 yards of rock we pulled out. So we'll go dump those rocks, and then I'll get a load of topsoil and I'll come fill in this hole, smooth this out, and then I gotta harrow this field, and it'll be like we weren't even here. Here's my topsoil pile right here I'm going to take from. You always got to put in a little bit more than you take out of a hole, because when you put it back in, it's going to be a little bit fluffier. What we dug up was compacted. I mean, it was rock, so it was really hard. So whatever you put back, you got to put a little bit extra so you don't get a divot in the ground there. So we're going to put a full bucket back over there, smooth it out, and call that good. I always think that you have way too much, but I honestly think we probably could have put a little bit more in that hole. But I think that's going to be good. Got it smoothed out pretty good. I'm going to go get the harrow now, and we're going to harrow this whole field. Being organic, we have to use mechanical tools rather than herbicides and pesticides to kill our weeds and pests. So we got to come in here with the harrow and kill all these weeds before this rain that we're going to get tonight. We'll do this a couple times. We'll harrow this a couple times to keep the weeds back. And then once we get our potato crop planted, we'll come back and replant this. I'm not sure to what yet, but we're gonna get it done. Thanks for watching.